happy Friday, everybody. Mark again here at Weatherman Plus. Now, our weather is about to change a lot. Not only the cold front coming through, the warmer temperatures all the way on the west coast, but also in the tropics. Now, we have Invest 90L out here that's still going to go northern into Atlantic. No threat towards the U.S. Probably will become a strong tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane. And we also have Invest 99L that's trying to form, but it can't get a closed center, and expected maybe a tropical depression as this meanders further towards the Lesser Antilles and goes towards unfavorable environment. But then this is going to shift further towards the west and probably get pulled out into the eastern Pacific, but we're still going into a strong weather pattern where the tropical waves behind it could create problems as we go towards the very beginning of September for our hurricane season. Now, this cold front coming through could bring a front-induced system where it'd be non-tropical at first, but trying to strengthen and become tropical along the east coast. I'm sure this is still a few days off and more likely will push a little bit further into the Atlantic, but we need to follow it very closely. Plus, we do have storms for today, everybody. We even had some strong storms for yesterday, so I do apologize for not putting out a report for the severe weather for yesterday. So for today, you can see thunderstorms in any of this green area, but you have chances for wind to come in this green section over here for Arizona with these storms. Also over here coming across the central plains towards the upper Midwest. At the same time, while we're going into this weather pattern change, this is going to heighten our monsoon season. And you can see with your 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook that you're going to be above average in all of this green, especially for your monsoon season, but it's going to be below average going across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, out through the interior Northeast. And you still have those temperatures that's coming through, bringing above average towards the west, below average towards the east, and it still lasts into the beginning of September, just like I forecasted days ago. The temperatures are still the same, so I'm not even going to go through that part. Let's start off with the severe weather for today. Now, for yesterday, we actually had 5 tornado reports over here for southeast North Dakota going through western central Minnesota, everyone. We also had 3 hail reports, some wind gust reports over here for Arizona and going towards the southeast. We even had some wind damage reports with our rain and flooding as well. Now you can see the outlook for today, just like I explained to you. There isn't no chances for tornadoes. This is going to be chances for wind and chances for hail. So here's your cities and states at risk for chances for damage and winds for today with these thunderstorms. And here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for today with these thunderstorms. And all in all, it's going to be a pretty stormy weather pattern that's coming through. You can see for today that you do have some storms coming through for the southeast, for Florida, going across for Carolinas. But once you go into the afternoon, this is where storms come through for southeastern Minnesota, but it strengthens up towards northern Wisconsin, go a little bit into the western UP of Michigan. Then you get all these thunderstorms revolving around for the Four Corners. Now you're going to have that come through for later this evening. Also again for tomorrow, as we stay in this pattern. So make sure you be aware you do have rainfall coming in your direction. I know you're all ready for it. While this front comes through and brings some convection, some storms right along the front. Also, you get some storms for tomorrow going across for Florida, right across central Florida. Bring some thunderstorms, a little bit of damage and winds coming with those also. It would be light winds. And you can see this here all the way from Colorado towards Nevada and some of northern Mexico. You have chances for 40 miles per hour wind gusts in the green, 50 in the orange. Even got a pocket over here for the Dakotas. And you get some 40 miles per hour wind gusts coming with those storms across Florida. For the next 48 hours, bringing anywhere from 1/4 of an inch of rainfall in the green to 1/2 an inch in the blue. It'd be heavier over here towards Georgia and South Carolina and some of Florida. All that red is 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. This is for 48 hours. But you can see the weather pattern that we're going into. It's just going to bring in that monsoon season and bring all this heavy rainfall towards the southwest. Not to mention everyone else. Now, these temperatures also are breaking records, everyone, for today. Look at all these records that you could be breaking or tying along the West Coast. This is going to be there for tomorrow as well. Matter of fact, for today, we even have one in southern Florida for this time of year. And as you go through for Sunday, is going to be there for the southwest, the northwest, also somewhere in southern Florida. And as you go through Monday in the same spots. Now, with this cool front coming through, you're going to run into a lot of overnight low highs. highs, if that makes sense to you. So you can see all the areas in blue where you're going to be breaking or tying records for your overnight temperatures on Tuesday. Also for Wednesday is going to be there as we get this cool front coming through. Plus our latest tropical update. So you can see you have Aaron, plus you got this little disturbance out here. It is not affecting anyone. It's not doing much. But this one over here, Invest 90L. It is at 70% in 48 hours, 80% in the next 7 days. And you can see it's more likely going to form a tropical depression while it moves northwestward, then northward in between the Lesser Antilles and Bermuda. Plus we have Invest 99L. It is at 50% chance in 48 hours, 60% chance in the next 7 days. And you can see that the system does not have a well-defined circulation center. The system is expected to move into a less conducive environment later today through Saturday, but could reach a slightly more favorable environment again late this weekend into early next week as it moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour over the central tropical Atlantic and approaches the Lesser Antilles. Showing more likely will reach over the southwestern Antilles, but it is going to go on that little travel like I told you in my other video and try and form up. Now this is where we still have this long duration cool front to the beginning of September, and that's going to help combat any storms that tries to come in this direction. It will push it out through the east into the Atlantic. It will get demolished from the Bermuda high pressure, or it will go further west into the Pacific. This one I'm showing is less and less of a threat, everyone. Still need to watch every tropical wave, but I'm not showing this is going to be a problem down the road. The problem is still coming with that weather pattern like I showed you in yesterday's video. And you can see our latest update on a potential velocity anomaly, everyone. So we still have all this unfavorable environment for the end of August going through the very beginning of September. That's why these storms are not lasting when they go too far to the west. And then once we go into the very beginning of September, our favorable environment is over here into the Gulf, also into the Eastern Pacific more than the Gulf, everybody. Showing we're still right on cue on that forecast I gave you yesterday for our hurricane season and what is going to happen. Showing more likely this beginning phase could be some late formation we need to watch out for, maybe even front induced over here in the Gulf, but more likely the beginning phase will push further and further towards the west. The Western Gulf over here by the Yucatan going west into the Eastern Pacific is the more likely outcome, everybody. Our strongest part is still going to be from the middle of September and on, just like I showed you in the last video. Now you can see here from Invest 99L, showing the tracks more likely in agreement over here for 48 hours where it's going to be. And once it goes towards 72 hours and beyond, it starts having issues. This is where it's running into problems. It starts becoming a less conducive environment. And you can see once it goes towards 5 days, showing it could be going into either direction. Now, if this goes towards the south, it's going to go towards the Eastern Pacific. If this heads towards the north, it's going to be hitting that cool front with all that shear in that trough, pushing everything further towards the east-northeast. So I don't think this would be much of a problem as of the latest update that I see. This will be further down the road trying to do something and not be able to. Once again, watch who you follow for updates. Got to stay on top of the tropics. Now, since Invest 99L is having problems even getting a closed low, and it's about to go through an area that's unconducive for favorable environment for the moment, and maybe a little bit better later on. This right here becoming a hurricane and a tropical storm immediately. To me, this is just for a dramatic effect. The ensembles are not in agreement with this. This right here does not show true to me. They are in more of agreement that it will stay that tropical depression, have that problems, and then maybe become either a tropical storm later or stay that tropical depression. So I do not believe the hurricane scenario. Now you can see on the latest run with the European, as we look at our relative humidity way up in the atmosphere, here's Invest 90L and here's Invest 99L. So after you watch it forward, you can see that the dust does get inside of Invest 99L. That weakens that down. Invest 90L tries to become a tropical depression to a tropical storm, and both of them have issues. 90L, which doesn't affect anyone, has a better chance of doing something, while 99L loses its moisture and just tries to hang on to it going all through the Caribbean. And when you go with GFS, we're talking long range here, everyone. This is going all the way towards next Friday, maybe get a non-tropical low right off the southeast. This is 204 hours. This is too far to take as a forecast, everyone. And trying to become a tropical system right offshore right there. Now, if you look at the latest update that just come out with the GFS, you'll see this way further to the north. You'll see dry air involved, and it's not tropical. It's a non-tropical system. This means the thunderstorms will be very big and broad. It would not be around the center, everyone. This, what I'm showing, would be less and less of a threat with the latest updates. I'm not showing we're going to get a tropical system right up the coast, and I'm not showing that Invest 99L is going to be a hurricane anytime soon. It's only one ensemble showing that. Still showing once we go from the end of August to the beginning of September by the ensembles, you can see with GFS, start getting something going right off the east coast from that frontal system, while waves go to the west, the western Gulf, also into the eastern Pacific. So that's the pattern that we're going into as we go into September. And you can see this with the Euro as well. It's taking that one ensemble member coming all the way back from Invest 99L and becoming a hurricane later on in the Gulf. This is going right past 200 hours. Everybody, I'm sure this will change. I think this is going to drift further towards that west. You can see an upper level low here with an ensemble. You can see all these ensembles agreeing into the Pacific. Now, I'm going to be leaving and taking a family vacation. I'll be gone all the way until Monday morning, everyone. Remember, I haven't taken one all year. I don't usually leave. I'm usually here for y'all. And when I do take one, it's only for 2 or 3 days. So I will see you again on Monday morning. But I want to show you real quick in the ensembles. That way you don't get a lot of fear about a potential hurricane coming towards the Gulf. That way people just don't try and make a bunch of views off of it. You know how it gets on YouTube, everybody. Look with the ensembles. You can see this with the ensembles. Not showing a great chance of that happening at all. And when we go by the other 25, there's your one ensemble that is showing that a possibility. That possibility is literally 1 out of 50. You have a 2% chance of seeing that hurricane in the Gulf while we have this cool front. Please don't believe any of that hype. So we'll see you again on Monday, and we'll follow all of the rest of the tropics for the rest of this hurricane season, everyone. Thank you again for your time, and thank you again for your support. And before I go, a quick word from our Father, everyone. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Amen. Remember, everyone, be careful what you let in your heart, because what you let in your heart comes out your mouth. And what comes out your mouth can defile you. Be careful, everyone. Remember, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you again on Monday.